Up the cliffs and over the snow. The Kongs now find themselves at the base of a frozen waterfall, except it's not totally frozen. Which is good, because a frozen waterfall wouldn't make for much of a waterfall level, and barrel drop bounce is the final one, so it's got to go out with a bang. This is part 27 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country 3. Once again, the waterfall levels are traversed via a unique barrel. This time, they're just regular old barrels, but they're rolling down the falls, and you have to jump from one to another to get up. We get that 1, 2, 3 action here, which has been a bit of a rarity for DKC3. The first barrel goes through a narrow pit between two platforms on equal level. There's a bear coin as incentive to try and get on higher up, but you don't need to get on it at all if you don't want to. The second one you could probably get away with not jumping on, but the game uses bananas to make it clear that you probably should. The third has you jumping up 2 barrels to reach an otherwise out of reach area, and that's pretty much how most of these barrels are used. So if you fuck this up, you're not gonna last long. Luckily, you have a lot of chances to save yourself if you fall, but there's always the risk you'll plummet straight through the gaps to your untimely death. We see crimps, bristles, and crumples all throughout the level. Common sights in waterfall themed levels, and meshing well with the levels palette. We also go behind the waterfalls quite a bit, which, almost 3 decades later, I still think is rad. Like the other 2 waterfall levels, this one's a bit of a marathon. It's actually a bit bigger and harder than the other levels, title of my sex tape, and like those 2 levels, it's heaps of fun. The waterfall level is one of my favorites in the game, with one of the best tunes to boot. I think it's fair to assume that the barrels are coming from the lone factory up here. I don't know if the factory is making them, or if it just has a surplus, probably the latter, but I am pretty sure that's where they're coming from. It's the very next level, and on the overworld map, it's right next to the top of the waterfall. Speaking of the factory, I feel like this level's aesthetic helps the levels on either side of it gel with the overall look of K3 a bit better, similar to what Ripsaw Rage did in Mekanos. Tearaway Toboggan has the purple sky. This level is predominantly purple, with blue water and grey grass, and the next level, Crackshot Croc, has a purple metal and pink goo palette. Pink and blue seem to be commonly reoccurring colours throughout the game, say that 3 times fast. They align with Dixie and Kitty's colours, but all my life I never got the sense that it was deliberate, just that one of the art designers was really digging the look. And just like that, we're done with waterfalls for the rest of the series. It's bittersweet, but it had to happen. I feel like Barrel Drop Bounce is a great send-off for the tile set. It ended strong, and I think that's about all you can really ask of anything. It ended strong. Title of your sex tape. See you in the next one.